Good morning. Well, it's morning for me. This is level Q, and this is lesson 66, okay? This is going to be your review because you know that you're going to have a test, okay? And I want you to be ready. So make sure you're taking this seriously. If you see this sign, I hope it doesn't show up backwards, but you need to stop the video. You need to think about it. If there's somebody on your lesson that you can talk to, you can discuss, but you need to write it on a sticky note. This should take less than 1 minute. Okay? If you're talking more than 1 minute, you need to restart the video. Okay? Because I want you to get through the lesson. All right? So, and if I'm looking over here, it's because I have to read, okay, what it says. So I want you to look back, okay, so that's what this means. So I want you to look back at your reading from yesterday and talk about your thinking, okay? So that is going to be, let's see. Okay, talk about your thinking, think about your thinking here. So read the sidebar on page 3, okay? Go ahead and open that, page 3, sidebar. And then let's think about how this writer helps readers understand why there are so many animals in Australia that don't appear anywhere else in the world. Okay, so we did talk about that when we went over this lesson. So what I want you to do is stop, think, and write. Okay, and then come back. All right, so you notice that the writer first gives some facts about Australia's wonderful animals and then presents the reasons scientists think the living things in Australia are so unusual. When a writer provides the cause for something, she is using cause and effect structure. So if you are writing a nonfiction text, like this one, you might want to use cause and effect. All right. So some words from yesterday that I want you to think about is genuine, hoax. Okay. So remember we said genuine is something that's true. Okay. And then we said hoax is the opposite. A hoax is something that is fake or unreal. Okay, so remember, you're going to have to remember what a synonym is. A synonym is something that means the same thing. Okay, and then an antonym is something that means the opposite. Okay, so genuine and hoax are antonyms. Okay, a synonym for genuine would be true or real. A antonym for hoax would be a synonym for hoax would be fake. No, oh gosh. Synonym. Synonym means the same. We're working on the word hoax. So something that's the same as hoax is something that's fake, right? And then an antonym is something that is the opposite. So something that is the opposite of fake is real. So that's genuine, right? You see how I corrected my thinking? You got to do the same thing, okay? Moving on. So what I want you to do is go to page 12, okay? I want you to go to page 12, and I want you to practice your fluency. So go to page 12 really quickly. There you go. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and I think we were reading the first paragraph. So I want you to listen just to the way that I phrase, and then I want you to read the same exact thing that I just read. Okay, here we go. Platypuses live near rivers and streams in eastern Australia. The platypus is perfectly designed for the life it leads, which includes spending a lot of time underwater. In addition to webbed feet that help it swim, it has a tail that is like a paddle. The smooth shape of the platypus helps it move easily through the water. So I was scooping and I was phrasing. Now you try. And even if you are on the computer, you still have to stop and try it. So stop the video, and I just want you to practice that. Okay, you can read, you can whisper read, but you got to do it. I'll see you when you get back. Okay, so welcome back. We're gonna start reading for a purpose. Okay, so I want you to turn to page 7. Now, as you read, I want you to read and think about what makes the platypus unusual that people couldn't believe it was real. Okay, so turn to page 7. I want you to read for about 3 minutes. Okay, so you know how to do elapsed time. Look at the clock. Read for 3 minutes. When 3 minutes pass, you need to come back to the video. Okay, so start on page 7. Think about why people could not believe it was real. You need to stop. You need to be thinking about that, and I don't want you to discuss. I just want you to write your thinking on a sticky note. Okay? See you when you get back. 3 minutes. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed what you read, and I hope you wrote your notes, okay? So listen, what we're going to do now is we're always thinking about what makes the platypus so unusual, okay? And what were the reasons that people couldn't believe it was real. So you should have those in your book on sticky notes, okay? If you don't, you need to do that, okay? So now we're going to move on, and I'm going to dictate a paragraph about the platypus for you to write in the writing section of your notebook. That's a little notebook that I gave you, okay? So you have to write this word for word. So if you need to rewind the video because you missed something, go ahead and do it. But at the end of this, you should have a paragraph of everything that I'm about to say, okay? Here we go. The platypus is unique. It took scientists many years to find that it was a mammal. It is a mammal with a beak and webbed feet like a duck. It has soft fur and it lays eggs. The mother feeds her babies with milk like other mammals. It has a tail like a paddle that helps it swim. It has poison spurs on its ankles. The reason the platypus is so unique is that Australia is surrounded by water and is far away from other lands. That kind of gave you, okay, so that's the end. You should have that paragraph, okay? If you need to start, stop, do whatever you need to do to get that information on paper, go ahead and do it. If you need help spelling a word, you can use your book as a reference, okay? I know a difficult word that you may not be able to spell is unique, okay? That's U-N-I-Q-U-E. That's unique, okay? So go ahead and stop, and you need to write, okay? Alrighty, moving along. If you have your words on your sheet of paper, go ahead and you can cut them up. If they're already in your little pouch that you made, you need to go ahead and get them out. There's a lesson on the bottom of the bottom right corner of all your cards, and it says 66 on it. So if you cut it off, good luck finding your stuff, okay? So here's your rule. When G is followed by A, O, or U, it usually has a hard sound. When G is followed by an E, I, or Y, it usually has a soft sound like a J. J. Okay? So you should have these words: correct, candle, coastal, city, celery, center, symbol, garden, gather, gusty, gentle, gerbil, ginger, and gypsy. So what I want you to do is go ahead and mix those cards up. I want you to put all the hard sounds in one in one row, and all the soft sounds in the other row, okay? So remember the rule. If you need to hear it again, go ahead and rewind the video, okay? But you need to make sure that you know the rule for hard sounds and soft sounds, okay? Hard G and soft G, soft C, and soft G and soft C, okay? They follow the same rule, all right? So go ahead and play with those cards really quickly, and then come on back, okay? Alrighty. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I need you to remember that rule, okay? So here's your next book. Your genre focus is this informational text tells about the real and present dangers to the survival of manatees. Since humans block their path to naturally warm waters, manatees depend on warm water that flows out of power plants. Now that power plants are disappearing, humans have to decide what to do with a problem we caused. Okay? So this is so cool. When I was your age, I used to live in Florida, Tampa, Florida, and we studied manatees because they were endangered back then, and that was just the 90s. Okay? I'm not that old. It was just the 90s. Okay? And we had a song, so I'm going to sing it for you if I remember, okay? So don't make fun of me, don't judge me. Here we go. When motorboats go, they better go slow. Better look for the manatees. They climb over the ocean and under the sea. He's hard to spot, he's a manatee. When motorboats go, they better go slow. Better look for the manatee. Okay, because back in the day, they would come to shallow water, okay, because they were getting endangered because of, humans. We were taking their homes, okay, so they would come into shallow waters, and then people that were fishing or something like that, they would, the motorboat's propeller would scratch their backs. They would like cut open their backs because they weren't supposed to be in shallow waters, and people didn't know that they were there. So they would get too close to the motor, of course, because they're trying to search for warm water, right? And so that was a problem, like 20 years ago. Okay. So moving on, you have another informational book about animals today. Okay, the title is "Share the Seas with the Manatees." Okay, so this story is of manatee. This story of manatees teaches us how changes in technology affect animal populations. So this book will make you think about the dilemmas or questions that we face as we have more sophisticated, that means more up-to-date technology. So look at page 2 and 3. Go ahead and do that now. Manatees are animals that need warm water to survive. In the winter, they used to swim into natural warm springs because the temperature of the ocean was cold enough to kill them. Construction of neighborhoods in Florida has changed the environment so that the manatees can't get to the warm springs today. In your picture, you see a lot of manatees. Over 900 of them were huddled together trying to stay warm around a pipe coming from a major power plant on the coast of Florida. So I want you to go ahead and stop and think about what you are thinking right now. Okay? So stop, think. You can talk to somebody about it, okay? And then I want you to write on your sticky note your thinking. You have 1 minute. See you in 1 minute. Stop the video. Okay, so in the picture you see a lot of manatees, okay? I hope you jotted your thinking down. So now look at the drawing with labels on page 3. Go ahead and turn there now. And you will see the unique features of the manatee. What information do you get from this graphic? Think about that. It seems that the manatees find a way to survive, but now power plants are closing. You will read about how populations of Florida have grown and threatened the manatee's home. And you will find out about the problem today. As you read, think about what might be the best solution to the problem. Remember that the words in bold are defined in your glossary. Okay? So now I want you to take the time to read this amazing book about manatees. Okay? And then start at page 1, read the whole book. Okay? Make sure you're jotting down your thinking about how you can solve this problem. Okay? See you later. Bye-bye.